Hey, welcome to week 15 of our series. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been talking about God's law and thinking about how actually nobody can now keep God's law perfectly. Especially after the fall and Adam and Eve, no human is able to keep God's law perfectly. So, what's the point? Question 15. Since no one can keep the law, what is its purpose? If we know that we can't keep God's law perfectly because of our sin, then why try? Why try and still keep it? Well, our answer, so that we may know the holy nature of God and the nature of our hearts, and so our need of a Saviour. The holy nature of God. By knowing and understanding God's law, we can know and understand God and his character. And we can learn that he is holy and that he expects holiness. He longs for us to be more like him. He longs for us to be holy. God's law shows that he is perfect. And it shows us that we fall short of that holiness. Our sinful hearts, or the nature of our hearts, is sinful. By having the law, we can see how much we don't live up to it. It's a bit like a mirror. When we look into a mirror, we see our reflection. We see what we look like on the outside. The law, when we look at the law, it reveals our reflection of our hearts and how sinful our hearts actually are. Like the mirror reveals our reflection, the law reveals our sinful hearts. It reveals our sin. In Romans chapter 3 verse 20 it says, "For by works of the law no human will be justified in his sight, since through the law comes knowledge of sin." So the more we know of the law, the more sin we see in our own hearts. The more exposed we are once we know more of the law, which shows us our need of a Saviour. Because we can see how sinful we are once we hold the reflection from the law, we can see how we don't live up to God's standards. We need a Saviour. We need a rescuer. Since no one can keep the law, what is its purpose? That we may know the holy nature of God, the nature of our hearts, and so our need of a Saviour. For Christians, knowing God's law helps us to live in a way and a life that glorifies God. And for everyone, knowing the law shows everyone that we need a rescuer and a Saviour. Since no one can keep the law, what is its purpose? That we may know the holy nature of God, the nature of our hearts, and so our need for a Saviour. See you next week for week 16 as we find out more. See you then.